Hello, welcome to 4.2 day 2. Today we're going to start out with a little bit of factoring review. There should be stuff you saw last try, but I just want to make sure you know how to do it going forward. So the first thing we're going to talk about is factoring out a greatest common factor. Remember, you're looking for that biggest number that goes into both of them. So when I do this, I always look at my numbers out front first. I have 6 and 9, and I say, what can I divide both 6 and 9 by? Evenly. Well, I know I can divide 6 by 3. I know I can divide 9 by 3. So that means 3 is going to be part of my GCF. Then I'm going to look at my x's. We have x squared and x. That means they both have at least one x. I always look for what my smallest degree is. This one's x to the power of 1, and that's usually the one you can use. So we have 3x and 3x. So that means my GCF is going to be 3x. And then we're just going to write whatever we have left over when we divide in parentheses. So when I do 6 divided by 3, I get 2. When I do x squared divided by x, remember you subtract, so it's like x squared, well, it's like 2 minus 1, so you just have 1x, x to the power of 1. You don't have to write the 1, but you can if you want to. And then for the second one, do 9 divided by 3 gives you a positive 3. And then we have 1x on top, 1x on the bottom, so those cancel each other out. So your final answer for factoring this would be 3x times 2x plus 3. And that is how you factor out a GCF. You're looking for the biggest thing you can divide each of your terms by. All right, the next thing we're going to review is how to factor when a equals 1. Remember, a is your number in front of x squared. There is a sneaky little 1 there. When we do this, we're going to use the x method. Remember, when we're doing the x method, we put b on the bottom and a on the top. We're looking for something that adds to b and multiplies to a. Remember, this is really ax squared plus bx plus c. I always remember that b goes on the bottom because bottom starts with b. But that's just how I remember what goes where. Oh, sorry, and I just wrote this wrong. A does not go on top. It should be C on top, excuse me. So my C value is going to go on top. In this case, C is 12. Make sure you take the sign with it, so it is a positive 12. On the bottom, we're going to have B, which is negative 7. So we're looking for two numbers that multiply to 12 and add to negative 7. And if you don't know them off the top of your head, remember you could do 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. All right, there's nothing else between 3 and 4 I can multiply to get 12. Well, there probably is, but not even numbers. So we're looking for two of those numbers that we could use to get negative 7. Well, I know 3 plus 4 equals 7. So I would bet I'm going to use 3 and 4. But I need them to be negative 7, so I could make them both negative, which would work, remember, because negative 3 times negative 4 would give you a positive 12. So that means my two factors are going to be x minus 3 and x minus 4. And this is my final answer. That is how I factor x squared minus 7x plus 12. All right, and the last thing we are going to do is use slide and divide. Now, apparently, I forgot to change your problem, so let me do that for you quick. Yours will be changed on the screen. I'm just going to rewrite mine. We are actually going to solve 2x squared minus 11x plus 15. So when we're doing slide and divide, the first thing you're going to do is take your number out front, slide it to the last one, and multiply. So we're going to have x squared minus 11x, and then 2 times 15 gives me 30. This turns it into an x method problem. Remember, you have ax squared plus bx plus c. We're putting b on the bottom, c on the top, and we know we can use the x method because a is equal to 1 right now. There's nothing in front of our x squared. So let's put our numbers where they go. C is 30, and b is negative 11. So we're looking for two numbers that multiply to 30 and add to negative 11. Again, if you want, you can list your factors of 30, 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, 4 doesn't work, 5 and 6. And we're looking for two of those we can use to get negative 11. Well, I noticed that 5 plus 6 equals positive 11, so those are going to be the two I choose, 5, 6. But then because it's negative 11, they both need to be negative. So we have negative 5 and negative 6. Now we're almost done, but before we put our numbers back, we have to divide by whatever we slid. So remember in the first step we slid 2, so we're going to go ahead and divide both these numbers by 2. If they divide evenly, we're actually going to do it. So 6 divided by 2 equals negative 3. It's a negative 6 divided by 2. 5 divided by 2 doesn't work, so we're just going to use that. So that means my two factors are going to be x minus 5 over 2 and x minus 3. Now our last step is just to like unslide. So we're going to take that 2 and we're going to slide it back out in front of your x. My final answer would be 2x minus 5 and x minus 3. You are going to have to factor for the rest of the problems that you do today. So you're going to have to use one of the three methods we talked about. Either factor out a GCF, use the X method, or use slide and divide. If you have any questions about factoring, don't hesitate to ask your teachers. We will do more factoring in the next couple of examples, so maybe watch those first and see if that helps. But other than that, thank you for watching. You can go ahead and watch your next video.